If you've got children or grandchildren or aspirations to same, really you need to get out of this bollocky identity politics that everybody seems to get wrapped up in. I'm personally sick of it because in its nature it tends to be weak and lazy, as in the quickest solution first. You know, I look around and somebody's wearing a Ukraine pin and there's me MAGA hat, job done, Mabel. You know, Russia bad, America great, we don't invade or interfere with anybody. Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, South America. I often think when people take up these positions largely based on ignorance and virtue signalling, of a story of a guy who was interviewing veterans of the First World War, and he came across a very obstinate interviewee who didn't really want to be there. And he pressed him and he said, what was it like in the First World War? This guy was a German veteran. He said, have you seen the film All Quiet on the Western Front? That is what it was like. Do not ask me these questions. But the interviewer persisted. He said, no, surely you must have some story. Actually, I do. And then he related the following. During the war, terrible things happened, hand-to-hand fighting, etc. And he killed this young British Army officer. And the drill back then was you'd go through the uniform, battle dress, whatever, looking for cigarettes, chocolate, souvenirs, revolvers, medals, whatever, intelligence, which is sadly lacking these days. And he found really nothing, except he reached into the inside pocket and he took out a piece of paper, a little piece of A4 paper, and on it was a child's palm print with the message, "Look how big I am now, Daddy. This is how big I am." And as he described it himself, he said, "And that was my ticket to hell." So people really need to row back and think for yourself. Do not, for God's sake, listen to the media. And if you're virtue signalling, shame on you. You're getting involved with stuff you know nothing about. I'm not here to lecture you. I'm just saying, people really need to not buy into the bullshit. And if my little story was too sentimental for you, perhaps take a line out of the Dirty Harry character played by Clint Eastwood. Never take advice from pupils whose arse is the same shape as their chairs. Because I can tell you, if it all kicks off, and we're 3 minutes to midnight on the doomsday clock, it won't be you that'll be in a cushioned shelter along with the EU, GQ and Capitol Hill types. No, your arse will be on the line. But more importantly, if you've reached a certain age, it's your children and your grandchildren and the future of sanity that is at stake. If it makes you feel better to put on your little badge, etc., and come across as oh so virtuous, shame on you.